What is up, everybody? Good afternoon. My name is Justin Olson. Welcome back to Talking Dynasty. I am going solo today. Not doing it with anyone else. I'm just here gonna talk about free agency, how crazy free agency has been, and then kind of just go into my picks on who I think is going to win what divisions. So, with that being said, go ahead and get started with the AFC East and the Buffalo Bills. So Buffalo, it doesn't look like they've done a whole lot so far in the free agency besides the obvious big name Von Miller. I think Von, on top of their already pretty stellar defense, is going to be a huge help. They also did extend Stephon Diggs 4-year, $96 million extension that includes $70 million in guarantees. So yeah, besides that, Von Miller 6-year, $120 million contract. That is huge. Holy cow! I don't think they could have done much better there. I mean, it's about as good as it gets. I think they're going to be pretty solid all around on offense. I mean, I think their weakness is probably their running back position or wide receiver. Dawson Knox, pretty good, strong tight end. Singletary, I mean, it seems like Singletary started to come around and have a good year at the end of the year last year, but other than that, I would say their defense was pretty stellar too. Tremaine Edmonds, and I think Von Miller on top of that is going to help and definitely help put uh, them past that first round bid in the playoffs. Where second round, no, they played us in the championship. So yeah, I think that makes them definitely a Super Bowl contending team. On top of the wow, I totally way off on that one. All right, let's go ahead and excuse what I just said there. Obviously, that was not how that went. It was the Bengals and the Chiefs, obviously. But Buffalo, I think, definitely Super Bowl contention team. All right, after that, I think we got the biggest turnarounds for one team, in my opinion. That's the Miami Dolphins. I don't know about you guys. Obviously, the Tyreek Hill trade hurts. I think if we have a good draft, it will make it not hurt as much. But regardless, we're going to have to see him next year in a Dolphins uniform. And I think he's going to do good still. I don't know why everyone thinks that Tyreek's not going to be Tyreek still. He's the cheetah. He's the fastest man in the NFL. He has, he averages like 1,200 yards and 10 touchdowns a year for a reason. Yes, Patrick Mahomes was throwing to him. But I think this is going to help Tua become the person that everyone thinks he has the potential to be. I hear a lot of people hating on him. I don't quite understand the hate. I mean, he's fairly new, he's had a a slower start, hurt by injuries at the same time. So I think them getting Tyreek to match up with Jalen Waddle was great, killer for him. The running backs, they've always seemed like they haven't really tried so hard to get like good running backs, but them going out getting Chase Edmonds and Raheem Mostert, I think, holy cow, I think Dolphins are going to be their offense is set. Like what are they franchise tagged Mike Gesicki, so they got Mike back, Jalen Waddle. I think Devontae Parker went somewhere else, but they got Tyreek, Raheem Mostert, Chase Edmonds, franchise tagged Mike Gesicki, and still have Jalen Waddle. Oh yeah, and they got Trent Sherfield, which who knows? We'll see. Preston Williams, I think he has the potential to kind of step up and be that number 3 man. We'll see. But overall, I say this Miami offense is going to be scary as hell, to say the least. I think it's going to be a slow start. Of course, anytime you get, new guys around each other, it takes a minute for all of them to get vibing together. It could only take one game, could take 2 games. Who knows? They could be right off the bat hitting home runs. So I think they are probably the fastest team in the NFL now. Between those 4 guys, nothing but speed. So I think it's going to be hard for Tua to even mess that up. And then on top of it, they re-signed Emmanuel Ogbah, and they went out and got Xavier Howard on a 5-year contract worth $90 million. Boy, I think the Dolphins are going to be scary next year, guys. I really do. I think AFC is going to be scary. I mean, the AFC East, you got the Bills, the Dolphins, the Patriots, the Jets. They're the Jets. So, yeah, okay. We're not even going to mention the Jets, but Bills, Dolphins, and the Patriots. Mac Jones, year 1, already came out and proved that he's more than capable of being that guy that everybody wants him to be. He's got one of the greatest coaches of all time coaching him. They stacked him with offensive weapons last year. They haven't done a whole lot this year. They did get Devontae Parker from the Dolphins, so that was a good pickup. But man, I think the AFC East is going to be scary. So the Patriots, Devontae Parker, they got Mack Wilson in a trade for Chase Winovich. They signed Malcolm Butler to a 2-year contract, re-signed Devin McCourty, signed Jabril Peppers to a 1-year, $2 million deal. I think that was very, very good pickup. $2 million. I wish the Chiefs would have picked up him. But overall, I say the Patriots have been pretty quiet. I think they made their big splashes last year, and I think they still got a pretty solid team. Now, the Dolphins, I think, are newly scary, so they're kind of the big name right now. The Bills, they're the Bills. They've been good. Josh Allen's great. He's got Diggs. He's got weapons. He makes it work. Plus, he got his legs, so he's good. He's got his backup. So I think the AFC East, man, I hate to pick the Dolphins right out the gate. Ugh. I don't know. We'll do the picks at the end because I'm going to have to think on that one for a minute. Okay, but we will talk about the Jets a little bit, I guess, because they have made a couple moves. No big name moves. I mean, they re-signed Joe Flacco. Come on, guys. Stop being the Jets for once in your life. Let the damn man retire, for crying out loud. Tyler Conklin, I like that pickup. Oh, man. Lake and Tomlinson, probably their biggest name. Solomon Thomas, maybe. I don't know. Not really any big splashes. Greg the Leg, you could definitely tell he's coming to the end of his career if he's signing with the the Jets. But we'll see what happens. He had a pretty horrendous year last year, I thought, for being Greg the Leg, but he plays for the Jets, so he's probably not going to have too many field goals that he's going to have to miss in the first place. So we'll see what happens. All right. Moving on, we're going to go to the AFC North. AFC North. Okay, let's start with the Ravens. They haven't done jack squat. They re-signed their fullback. Calais Campbell, that's a good re-sign, I guess. I mean, I would have been happy if the Chiefs got him. So, safety Marcus Williams, 5 years, $70 million. That's not bad. I definitely say the Ravens, though, man. I think they needed that extra boost. Like, I know Lamar was hurt. I mean, they were just plagued with injuries all around last year. Seemed like every running back that started a game for him got hurt or was supposed to start a game. I don't know. That was probably the craziest injury plagued teams I've ever seen for sure. But Marcus Williams, safety, definitely the best pickup they made for sure. All right, so on next is the Bengals. Super Bowl, AFC champions defending Bengals. Okay, they didn't. I mean, re-signed Trey Flowers to a 1-year deal. Eli Apple re-signed 1-year deal. Jesse Bates got the franchise tag, but he hasn't signed it yet. It's kind of, I don't know, one of them things. I mean, Orlando Brown got the franchise tag and he still hasn't signed, so who knows? Alex Kappa. Okay, there we go. Alex Kappa signed a 4-year, $35 million deal. That's good for Joe because man, that guy, he got beat up all year last year. And for him to get whooped on like that and take his team to the playoffs still, that's how you know that guy's going to be a baller. Like, straight up, Joe is looking good. So they got him an offensive line. La'el Collins signed a 3-year deal and offensive guard Alex Kappa. So they obviously paid their attention to the offensive line. They got a couple guys there in free agency, which I think is definitely a huge deal because you definitely got to keep him upright. But if they can definitely put together a good offensive line for them, obviously they went to the Super Bowl last year, so there's definitely a chance for them to go ahead and make that run again. All right, Cleveland Browns. Holy cow, Cleveland. Move, man, I don't know. There's been a lot of crazy moves. But Deshaun Watson, trading for Deshaun Watson, clearly the biggest move they've made. To just take a dump on Baker the way they did, like knowing that you're going after him, they could have definitely, tried to trade Baker before they actually made the trade final with the Texans. I didn't think they handled that situation very well. Part of me feels like they was trying to bring out the bad in Baker to make him look bad to other teams, to kind of be like, see, that's why we did it. He's not a team player. He's selfish. He thinks about himself. But regardless, I think that was a great move for him. They said that, they wanted a grown man to be their quarterback, I think is what it said. Don't quote me on those exact words, but going and getting to Deshaun Watson, he is a grown man with the massage therapist, if you know what I mean. So regardless, great pickup. If he ends up being able to play, I think it will definitely be a huge plus for him. Oh, what's up, Brian? But yeah, for sure, Deshaun Watson definitely can't go wrong. The only way you go wrong there is if he ends up suspended. But even then, what's it going to be? 6 games. Totally worth it if you can get your franchise quarterback for that. So, and then picking up Amari Cooper. Man, I still don't know how I feel about Amari Cooper going to the Browns. I got him in my fantasy league. And it's just a tough pill to swallow. It really is. You go from Amari Cooper with Dak to Amari Cooper with you don't really know who the first half of the year, probably because of Deshaun's whole situation, to regardless a new team. So that's going to be an interesting one. I'm clearly trying to trade Amari. So if anybody in my league is watching this, hit me up. Amari's on the trading block. But other than that, I think Cleveland could definitely make a run. They're going to have a tough division. Man, AFC is just going to be stacked all around. I love saying it. But on to the craziest news around right now, probably. Dwayne Haskins. Man, RIP, brother. That's tough. I was so happy that he signed with the Steelers. I was like, man, him, Mike Tomlin, I could see this being his turnaround. I could see him, beating Mitch for the starting job. Cool. Like, I think he deserves this second chance. Like, he kind of got, I don't know, tossed out to the wolves with Washington, I feel. But, man, that's crazy. Dump truck on the highway. Like, man, I can't wait to see like the details to that, because that whole situation just sounds fishy to me. But RIP Dwayne. All right, so other than that, I mean, the Steelers haven't really made any big moves, which is kind of surprising. I mean, they didn't look good offensively. I mean, Big Ben, was on his last leg, but still to I don't know. To not make any big moves with all the big names in free agency. You lose Big Ben, so you really don't know who your starting quarterback is. So it's kind of, I don't know, maybe it's hard to build your team around not knowing. I don't know. It will be definitely going to be an interesting one, to say the least. But they did go out and get Miles Jack, linebacker. I thought that was a good little pickup. Robert Spillane, I think that was a good little keeper there. Other than that, though, man, I'm not really like Mitch. Why Mitch? Yeah. I think the Steelers are definitely going to be the worst team in that conference, to say the least. All right. Now, on to the AFC South. Houston Texans. Holy cow. I am a true believer. How we feel about the tight end room going into the draft. We got Noah Gray and Jody Fortson. Man, you know what, Mayo? I think that we should still draft a tight end. Why not? We got 12 draft picks. Noah Gray, he had, I think, a couple moments. Jody Fortson, boy, I can't wait for him to get back on the field, though. Just that whole situation with how he ended last year is just tough one to swallow for sure. But, I mean, what can it hurt to draft another tight end? You got one of the greatest tight ends to ever play ball. Get some young guys underneath him, and hope that one of them take off and end up being the next Kelsey. 12 draft picks, why not? It can't hurt. I mean, we do got a lot of gaps to fill, so I think it's going to be one of them things where they just got to make that call. If that guy is available there, you know what your weapons look like now. What's it going to hurt? I like Isaiah Likely. He'll be a late second to a mid fourth round pick. Not a deep tight end class this year. Yeah, man, that's the thing. I don't know a lot about college. I do know that. I don't know anything about college, man. We're gonna do a show next week, Mayo. So holler at Adam. We're gonna try to do our something with the draft. like our top 50 or regardless, we're going to try to cover the draft. And me and Adam, that's not our forte. So if you would come on the show next week, bro, that'd be great because we definitely need someone that knows what they're talking about. But yeah, for sure. Yeah, next week, man. I'll have Adam link up with you for sure because we are going to need you. But since Mayo's in the house, let's go ahead and skip the AFC South for now. Go ahead and hit this AFC West. Man, what do you think about this AFC West, Mayo? I think it's pretty dang crazy. It's going to be a crazy year to say the least. It's like every other team in the AFC West has gotten better. And, I love me some Chiefs. I love me some Mahomes, but our defense has taken a couple steps back. And our offense is definitely taking some steps back. I think it's going to be crazy to say the least. I mean, the Raiders have gotten better. Chargers have gotten better. The Broncos, not even comparable to last year. I think it's going to be a crazy year for the Chiefs. As of right now, and I hate to say this, but as of right now, I could see the Chiefs potentially being last place in the AFC West. With that being said, I could also see the whole AFC West being, within a couple games of each other, all four squads. I think it's going to be interesting. I hope the Chiefs can hit this draft where we really need to hit it. But boy, we got a lot of spots to cover. I'm not giving the Broncos the hype. I say Broncos don't even sniff the playoffs. Woo! Boy. I don't know. That's a tough one. I mean, they go out and they pick up Russ Wilson. And honestly, if you ask me, I mean, the Broncos, I think we whooped them one game, and the other game was like a 3-point game. Now, you put Russell Wilson on that team, we get beat. On top of that, you take Tyreek Hill away, we probably lose both games. I know that's a big assumption, but I'm just saying, I didn't think they was too far away from us as it already was. Now you pick up Russell Wilson, you go out and you get a big name defensive end in Randy Gregory and a defensive tackle, DJ Jones. Whew. We'll see what happens. First year, first time head coach, franchise is in the flux with it about to be sold. They don't have a pass rush. Too many factors. Oh, like I just said, they just picked up Randy Gregory and DJ Jones. Yes, they lost Von Miller. That's huge. What is that other cat's name? Bradley. God, what's his name? I don't know. Dude, honestly, I thought their defense was pretty stellar last year. And for, everything being said, regardless, you lose Von Miller. You get DJ Jones and Bradley Chubb. That was it. Yeah. Okay. So you get Randy Gregory and DJ Jones. That's more bodies. Yeah. I don't know, man. Randy Gregory's getting there, getting old. But I think they made out on that. They lost Von Miller, yes. But at the same time, they got Gregory and Jones. I think that just makes them better all around than in just one area. So I think, and they didn't get they got Quan Williams as one of their cornerbacks. But other than that, I mean, I think they're going to be a team to be reckoned with. I think they're going to be the weak link of the AFC, pending what the Chiefs do in the draft. But with that being said, I still think that they're going to compete and be playoff bound. I think there's a chance that all 4 AFC West teams make the playoffs, and that would be crazy because that means we would take all 3 of the wild card spots. You got the Chargers winning the West. Oh, dude, the Chargers! Holy cow, bro! Them Chargers. Let's see. Resign Mike Williams. We now got Khalil Mack and J.C. Jackson on top of Asante Samuel Jr., who they already picked up. I agree. Bro. I don't know. I definitely I want to see the draft, but as of right now, I could definitely agree with you on the Chargers. But at the same time, and I hate saying this because I'm not a big Derek Carr guy, I think there's a great chance that the Raiders can win the West. With that being said, it's not just because of Davante Adams. Let me break it down for you. So basically, how I feel about the Raiders is look at what Derek Carr did with the Raiders last year. The Henry Ruggs thing. Oh gosh, now I'm an idiot. Their head coach, Chucky, whatever the hell his name is. There was and on top of all of the stuff that happened throughout the year, they got rid of his whole offensive line and started over. So basically, for them to deal with all of that and Derek Carr still able to get that team into the playoffs, I think says a lot. And then on top of that, you add Davante Adams. Okay, hold on. Well, Carr hasn't won a single playoff game. Hasn't won a game that was 40 degrees or below at kickoff. Yeah, Derek Carr also has never had a Davante Adams as a receiver. I mean, if you want to count Amari Cooper, I don't. Davante Adams is light years better than Amari Cooper, so that was even dumb for me to say. But I mean, I don't know. I felt like his wide receiver room was very thin last year, and he still made it work. You had Davante Adams, Demarcus Robinson, who I think is going to be like their number 4. Adams, Bryan Edwards, Renfro. What was their first guy? But regardless, their offense is better. Okay. And then you talk about their defense. On top of their offense getting better, their defense, they re-signed Max Crosby. They lost Nagoku, which, we've been saying for 8 years that we don't know. We've been saying for 8 years that we don't know on Carr. He's an average to above average quarterback at best. Hey, I agree 100% with you. But I also think with him having Davante Adams, hear me out. I think there's a chance that he is in the MVP discussion next year. Crazy, right? Chiefs fan. Derek Carr, potential MVP next year. That's really how I feel. This defense of his is going to be so good and allow him more time with the ball with Davante Adams. I think there's a chance he gets MVP next year. I hate to say it. That's just how I feel. But we'll see. Only time can tell. They probably don't have a very good draft selection, or they don't have draft, probably a whole lot of draft. I'll take Herbert being MVP over Carr. I think Carr shits the bed next year. Okay, I'm not saying that isn't a possibility either. I think that is a possibility too, but I don't see it happening. I really don't. And this is probably going to blow your mind, but I could see Herbert shitting the bed over Carr next year. I feel like Carr's got a better team around him that he's hasn't had. Herbert has got pretty much the same team, and he shit the bed last year against Carr to go to the playoffs. Yes, he absolutely nothing with that, but to take your team to the playoffs after everything that happened last year, I think just said numbers. And I think that's what attracted, well, that and the car that Derek Carr offered him. But I think that's what attracted Davante Adams. Here's a fun fact for you, though, Mayo. Derek Carr led the NFL in turnovers and losses in the last 5 years. 80 turnovers and 45 losses. It's not good. But he hasn't had a team around him. I mean, mediocre team at best. We'll see. Herbert has the moxie that a quarterback is supposed to have. Carr never had it, even with Davante Adams. Raiders go 6-11 next year. Woo! Hey, bro, if you want to give me a bet with a 6, I'll take 7 win over. I'll take the over all day long. Hell, I'll take 8 wins. I'll take the over on 8 wins. Holler at me, because I will take that. And we ain't even seen the draft yet. But no, I get it. Herbert does have that moxie, but I feel like Herbert chokes. Like, we see greatness out of Herbert at times, but we also, I don't know. Like, see, the thing is, my thing with Herbert, he's got a great arm. I think he's got a great future. But at the same time, I feel like if his guys are covered, he don't have the legs to. I mean, he's made runs, don't get me wrong. But I feel like he don't have the legs to get that extra oomph like Josh Allen does to get his team where he needs to go. Am I wrong? I mean, that's why we're here. We're here to argue, you know? But I think there's no way that, I don't know, unless you get some more star power around Herbert, I don't see him ever being great. I really don't. I think he needs that Tyreek Hill. I think he needs, a Fournette. I mean, obviously he's got Eckler, so that's his Fournette. But see, that's another thing too. If Eckler stayed healthy, then I think Herbert would just be better in general, regardless. Who knows? All right. Let's go to the NFC. Actually, you know what? Let's go ahead and knock out let's go to the NFC. Let's start with them Cowgirls. All right, them Cowgirls. Not doing a whole lot. Re-signed Michael Gallup. Got rid of Amari Cooper. Lost Amari. They franchise tag Dalton Schultz. Extension or agreed to a new contract, 3-year, $40 million contract with DeMarcus Lawrence. Lost Randy Gregory. So, I mean, I don't know. I feel like they're going backwards. if they could still stay healthy, though, they got a good squad. Boy, they got a good squad. Last year, young, very young. With that being said, if the Cowboys can stay healthy, they're going to be a scary team. Their defense, Micah, whew, what's his name? Diggs. Boy, he's going to be good. I mean, he was great last year. He almost had an interception every game for the first 10 games, I think it was. Crazy. I don't ever recall seeing something like that. But they're playing in the NFC. So they got Tom Brady to worry about, and that's it. So, Cowboys, you get, well, that's not true. That's not it. The Rams, obviously. That was dumb. I say dumb stuff. Excuse me. All right. So, yeah, Cowboys, James Washington, that was a good little pickup. You know, that don't make up for Amari Cooper, but if Michael Gallup can stay healthy, then I think Michael Gallup could step up to the Amari Cooper, number 2 guy. And James Washington can definitely play that number 3 guy. Yeah, he's not going to be Michael Gallup, but, it is what it is. It'll still be better than, what was that guy's name? I don't remember. Whatever their third string, no name receiver that came out of the woodworks there when Gallup was hurt. The Giants. They just, Cowboys definitely win division. But them Giants, boy, they ain't never going to get. Actually, Tyrod Taylor, I think, was a great signing. Danny Dimes, time to move on. Like the fact that they're still, I don't know. I think that's why they signed Tyrod, because they're sick of Danny Dimes time. They got great offensive weapons around him, and he still can't do anything. So I think Tyrod, that's a great pickup, but that's really the only pickup they have. So that's kind of a little iffy. And I feel like they need to go offensive line to help keep him upright. But other than that, there ain't much to talk about when it comes to the Giants. All right, so let's say the Eagles. Eagles really didn't do anything either. I mean, they've had an all right team. If Jalen Hurts could, Giants, if they are smart, take a quarterback at number 5. Oh, for sure. I would definitely agree with that. But I don't. Uh, I think there's one quarterback in this draft you would know better than me, but that Malik Willis guy, I think he's the only quarterback that has potential this draft. Whether they pick him up or they go with someone that, no one expects, I don't know. We'll talk about that next week because I have no idea. Eagles, fly. Yeah, I think that's what they're going to do, man. I feel like it's just a matter of Jalen maturing and kind of getting he's like a Tua. I think he's got the potential and they got weapons around him. Like, I think Miles Sanders was hurt last year, so it's hard to say, get him a running back that he could, drop the ball down to. But other than that, I mean, Boston Scott, they re-signed. He had his good little spurts. Jason Kelce, 1-year contract. Greg Ward, 1-year contract. Zach Pascal, 1-year contract. They're trying to get him some kind of weapons besides their young guys. Their defense, I think their defense is going to be pretty good. I mean, I don't know. I didn't think they was too terrible last year. Fletcher Cox, 1-year contract worth $14 million, and Hassan Reddick, 3-year, $45 million deal. I think good little pickups. I don't know. It's gonna depend on Jalen Hurts whether they can, knock the Cowboys. Whether that happens, we'll see. I think they need to definitely have a good draft as well. All right, Washington Commanders. So sickening how anyone trades for Carson Wentz blows my damn mind. Who the hell wants Carson Wentz on their team? I guess Washington. I would have personally probably went back to Ryan Fitzpatrick, even though he didn't even play last year. I think he's still your better option. Other than that, they didn't really make any moves. They kept their kicker. Yeah, nothing too spectacular for them. So definitely Cowboys on that one. All right, NFC North. This is probably going to be a better uh, better division or closer division than people think. Okay, so you got the Bears. Obviously, they got Jay Fields. Jay Fields, Matt Nagy. That just wasn't working, and they obviously seen that. They said, "Okay, our future is with Jay Fields. Sorry, Nagy, you gotta go." So they get rid of Nagy. So then they bring in Trevor Siemian as a backup. I don't hate it, but he ain't gonna play, so it doesn't even matter. Then they pick up Byron Pringle and Aquanimeous St. Brown. I think those are two good pickups for Jay Fields. I think that's what he needs. I think he needs more options. I mean, Montgomery definitely held his last year. I just think Jay Fields needs more weapons. You get rid of Allen Robinson, though. That blows my mind. Like, are you trying to, win with Jay Fields, or are you trying to lose? You get rid of Allen Robinson and you pick up Byron Pringle and St. Brown. Don't make a lot of sense to me. A lot of this stuff sometimes doesn't make sense to me, so who knows? We can only see what happens in the draft and then see what happens when the year starts. But I think the Bears might be a surprising team next year. Not picking them to win the division. Just saying, I think they're going to be up there close to the Packers for sure. All right, then we got the good old Lions. Yep, that's about it for Lions. All right, the Packers. So, Aaron Rodgers re-signs an extension, $150 million, 3 years. Good for you, Aaron Rodgers. You lost Davante Adams. I love you, Aaron Rodgers. Just saying, before I go bashing you. I think you're a great quarterback. I think you're one of the greatest in my adult eras. I like you. You're great. But I think your greediness led to you losing Davante Adams. We know, you got your boy Randall Cobb, so you'll be all right maybe. But I don't think so. I think that's gonna hurt more than you know. That's your go-to guy when it was like our Tyreek Hill. You know what I mean? Mahomes got into a clutch, third down, big play, absolutely had to have it. Heaves it up. The cheetah catches it. Okay, that was your Davante Adams. Now you don't have him no more. You got your boy Alan Lazard back. Robert Tonyan you got back. Other than that, you're in a bad place, dude. Like, if your team don't go out and get you some receivers, Randall Cobb ain't gonna save your career, bro. So I think the Packers are probably gonna have one of their worst years in Aaron Rodgers' time of being there. With that being said, do the Minnesota Vikings finally win the North? Maybe. There's a good chance. I think the Vikings, the Bears, and the Packers are all going to be neck and neck. God, it's so tough to say pre-draft, though. Really don't know. I think out of all three, though, I would have to say that the Vikings sadly made the biggest moves. And all they did was re-sign Patrick Peterson and go get Zadarius Smith. But to get Zadarius Smith from one of your rivals to better your team, awesome. More power to you, brother. Like, that was genius. But with the, oh man, it's hard to bet against Aaron Rodgers. It really is. He's great. His arm talent's great. But if they don't get him talent, it's not going to matter. So with that being said, I'm going with the Vikings on that one for now. All right, on to the NFC South. One of the most scarce divisions around. Not a whole lot to them, besides one team, and that's the Bucks. But we'll get to them. How about the Falcons? Matty Ice era is over. Matty Ice. Oh, wow. I didn't even talk about the Colts. Matty Ice to the Colts. All right. So the Falcons go out and get Marcus Mariota. I love it. Love it. Absolutely love it. Marcus Mariota finally gets his chance that he's been waiting for. But I don't think it's going to matter if you don't go get him some talent. Like, I don't know. They did go out and get Damian Williams. I thought that was a great little pickup. Re-signed Cordero Patterson. There's you some speed. You got Kyle Pitts. Calvin Ridley, kind of up in the air. We still don't know. He stepped away. So we'll have to see. But I love the Marcus Mariota pickup. I really do. I think that team has potential to be a underdog team that is going to surprise some people next year. Other than that, though, not a whole lot going on with them. So we will see. Maybe it's wait until after the draft so they could do best position available. Only time will tell. All right, on to the Carolina Panthers. DJ Moore, 3-year contract extension worth $61.9 million. Other than that, like, what are you guys doing? Like, Sam Darnold is not a good quarterback. You have to put some superstars around him if you want to win. Okay? First off, your boy C-Mac can't stay healthy. So you go out and get another running back, Deontay Foreman. Why? I would have stuck with Chuba. I'm sure they're going to, but regardless. DJ Moore, best thing they'd done, and that was just a re-signing. Yeah, not impressed. Not impressed. Like I said, not a whole lot going on in this conference, man. It's just not impressive. Then the Saints, it's like I don't know how to feel about the Saints. Like, you go from Drew Brees, one of the most prolific names in the NFL, to Jameis Winston. Do I think he could potentially be good? Yes. But I don't know. We'll see. I we'll see. Jameis Winston, I think, has the talent. I think sitting behind Breeze potentially helped him. But last year, I did not feel any way good about that. So the Saints, I think it's going to be another experiment year where we're not going to get a lot out of the Saints. We might see spurts of some good, but other than that, nothing even worth talking about. And then you got the Bucks. Tom Brady, of course, teases us with his retirement. I think all of us was happy. Everybody, even Tom Brady fans, was happy. Like, oh, the goat. I don't know. Tom Brady fans probably wasn't happy, but I was happy I didn't have to deal with Tom no more. And then he comes out of retirement. And it's like, all right, here we go again. And then it's like they almost keep the same exact team. Like, I know there's probably some guys that are different, but overall, it's like the same team. And Tom, Tom, he could win with anybody. So, of course, I'm gonna have to go ahead and give my this conference to the Bucks. I definitely think the Bucks are gonna win this one. I don't even think it's close. Like I said, none of the other teams are even competitive. So we will see. On to the NFC West. Arizona Cardinals. Man, big surprise to me. Like, I thought after losing Christian Kirk, they was actually going to go out and get someone. Like, Kyler's already struggling. Like, he had such a freaking crazy good start last year, and then he choked bigger than crap. And then you get rid of his best friend for the last 10 years in Christian Kirk, and you don't replace him. Blows my mind. Uh, James Conner signed to a 3-year, $21 million extension. Great. He had to stay there. Zach Ertz re-signed 3-year, 31. Great. Needed that as well. But other than that, absolutely nothing. You lose Christian Kirk and you can't even spend some money. Boy, you better hit that draft and get you some wide receivers and put some talent around that boy. You guys are going to be in a world of trouble. All right. How about the Super Bowl champs, the Rams? Holy cow. These guys, they're like the Yankees of the NFL now. They just got unlimited amount of money that they are just throwing out there like it ain't nothing. Matthew Stafford signed a 3-year, $29 million extension. $60 million signing bonus. Woo! On top of that, they go out and get Allen Robinson, 3-year, $46 million. Wow. As if they didn't need any more help already. Yes, we don't know where Odell went. Robert Woods got traded, I think. But other than that, holy cow. Cooper Kupp, Allen Robinson, Matthew Stafford. Scary. Scary. Then their defense. Best defense in the league, hands down. No questions asked whatsoever. Best defense, point blank, period. What do they do? They go and sign Bobby Wagner. 2-year deal worth $17.5 million. Wow. Crazy. Like, crazy. Where do they keep getting all this money from? Like, we need their money manager to come toss some money around for us. Chiefs do great, I think, at that. That is one thing that I'm like blown away by sometimes. But holy cow, how the Rams have been pulling this off is beyond me. All right. 49ers. 49ers are the 49ers. I mean, they don't even know who their starting quarterback is. Thought they were going to trade Jimmy G, then they keep him. We going to see Trey Lance or are we going to see Jimmy G? Trey Lance, Jimmy G. We don't know. Maybe Jimmy G with a little Trey Lance? Probably. Do I think Jimmy G can take him back to the Super Bowl? For sure. Is it going to be because of Jimmy G's arm? Run game? Probably. Defense? Probably. Debo? Yes. His arm? A little less of that than anything, probably. But that's the thing. Their defense just got better. They picked up Charvarius Ward. Charvarius Ward from the Chiefs. 3-year, $40 million deal. Our best cornerback. They took him. Good for them. Only thing they've done, though. So we'll see. Same team. Good team. But same team. With Charvarius Ward. And then you got the Seahawks. The damn Seahawks. Wow. You trade away Russell Wilson. You get a whole. Let's see. Drew Lock acquired in a trade with the Denver Broncos along with defensive tackle Shelby Harris. That's another one that the Broncos lost. Okay. Noah Fant. That's another one they lost. But they get 2 first-rounders, 2 second-rounders, and a 5th-rounder for Russell Wilson and a 4th-round pick. God, what a terrible draft to get rid of your quarterback and get all them first-round picks. I don't know. Blows my mind. Didn't think I would ever see that day. But franchise quarterbacks are not easy to come by. I mean, ask the Jaguars. They're still juggling around Trevor Lawrence, hoping that he becomes a franchise quarterback for them. With that being said, I mean, it's got to be the Rams. There's just no questions asked. So let's see here. Where's my other paper? All right, so the AFC East, go with the Dolphins. Didn't want to. It's what my gut's telling me. AFC North, Cincinnati. Joe Burrow is just too good. His receivers are too good. And unless, I don't think there's anything Baltimore can do to knock them off. I really don't. They would have to hit a grand slam in the draft. AFC South. All right, Texans, Colts, Jaguars, and Titans. I'm going to go the Colts. Matty Ice. I think that is the best place that Matt Ryan could have went. Jonathan Taylor is a running back, good offensive line. Yeah, going the Colts. AFC West. I can't get over it. I think the Raiders are going to win the division. And I hate saying that because Raiders fans are the Raiders fans. You know, you don't hope for good against them, okay? Because they don't do that for us. And I think that covers all the divisions. Cowboys. So with that being said, I think Cincinnati Bengals and either the Rams again. Yeah, Cincinnati, Los Angeles Rams rematch, Super Bowl. That's what I'm calling right now. This is pre-draft. We're going to do another one post-draft. Hopefully I'm not doing it by myself because this is a little tough to do by myself. But with that being said, good night, everybody. Hope you all enjoy the show. Next week, we're going to do one on the draft. Come check us out. Have a good one, y'all.